Hello there, welcome and welcome back to the Whole Bucket and the September birth month journal making process. I have cleaned up my desk and moved on to the next part, so I thought I would click the camera back on and show you what I do next. And there's a whole bunch of stuff to cover in finishing up the cover. So first of all, I decided to do the inside liner out of the design page that I assigned to each journal. You'll see more about what that means exactly in just a little bit. But this is the one that I assigned to the book called Mini Grunge. And I'm trimming off the white edges and then I'm cutting it in half. Easy enough to start with. One of the things that I didn't mention in my last video of this process on this on these journals, is that all of the pages are trimmed. So once I put those signatures together and ordered the pages and then put in all the extras, then all of the pages need to be trimmed, because once you fold them, they don't line up exactly right, and they are exactly as tall as the cover, and I wouldn't want that, because that would require me to be stupid amounts of precise on the sewing together, and that just isn't going to happen. So I trim so there's a little extra space in there, little extra wiggle room. So they are trimmed, they are edged or not edged, depending on what I did with each journal. And I didn't think the process through very well, so I ended up not doing what I think I should have done. Whatever. I'll show what that means at some point too. That'll make more sense once I show more. Here is something that I've been working on. So in order to make the spine more stable and more resilient over time, right? I want it to be that you're going to open and close your journal a lot. I want it to be long lasting. I want it to not fall apart. This tape that I use to create the spine is super strong gaffer's tape, and then I put a fabric liner in here. And I've been working on a method for taking this fabric liner and turning it into a tuck spot. And it's been a difficult product, or process, I guess is a better word, to perfect. And I'm still not there. So here's some stuff that I learned. In order for me to get the paper inside of this edge, I need to first glue down this little flap of fabric. So I put this in, and this is something that's not going to be seen at any point once the book is made, so it doesn't matter what it's made out of. I made this out of a famotidine box and a Refresh eye drops box, and it doesn't matter that they're still labeled. I don't have to cover that up in any way, because nobody's ever going to see this. This is just some adding secure bits. Now I'm going to make sure that that is straight and tucked up right into that crease. And there we go. Now that fabric is going to stay more where I want it to stay. The next thing I'm going to do is confess that this is where I made one of the mistakes. So you can put edging on paper, like an ink edging that you may have seen me or other people do before. And for the grunge book, I should have done that, and I didn't. So I'm not changing my tactic now, because I don't want to have to go through and do all these pages, right? But grunge would make sense for putting edges on here and dirtying things up a bit. I didn't do it. I don't know why I didn't do it on this one. It would have made the most sense on this one. So now I have a book I'm calling Mini Grunge, but pages and cuts that are very clean. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I'll figure it out as I go. That's how I view everything that is a mistake, because the mistake has to be in air quotes, right? It's only a mistake because I made a design choice and I didn't follow my own design choice. It's not a mistake as in, oh, you should never do that. So here's the thing. Now I'm going to tuck this edge into the fabric that you just saw me secure with that glued part, or with the cardboard part. I'm going to leave this is the next thing I've learned, is to leave this edge unglued. So I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to pick a spot where the glue is going to start. I'm going to make sure that I just go over from that edge. So this whole sheet is going to get glued, except that leading edge. All right. So now, bring the book back. There's that leading edge that has no glue on it. And I'm going to take that and tuck it in. Oh, tuck it in as best I can anyway, to this fabric pocket. See, now I dropped this, so it's sticking. There we go. I might win this one. Straighten this, line it up, etc. There we go. Now, I have a liner page in my book. And we're going to flip it to the back and do the exact same thing on the back. So, first of all, start with our piece of scrap cardboard. Get it glued in here. Okay, I've apparently accidentally glued my fabric together already. There we go. Get that in place. I think I'm going to try this, getting the other one in place before I before I put it down too. You can see by what I've done, the size is not even the same, not even close. Doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. If I find someday where it matters and I have to actually measure those cardboard inserts, I might do that. You never know. But I don't think it's gonna matter. I think this is just fine. I'm gonna press that down. I don't know if you saw, but I got a little bubble of the liquid or the glue I'm using on the edge of the cardboard piece over there. So what I do when I think something's going to glue together and I don't want it to, is I take this tearing ruler and I just go over and make sure there's separation from the layers that I want glued and the ones I don't. There we go. We're going to do just like that. Then we're going to set this aside. Bring back another gluing sheet and do the same thing with this piece. And I think I'll do it this way. And again, just decide where I want that leading edge to be unglued. And then glue the whole rest of the sheet. That's my intro music. Do you like it? Nothing but quality around here. All right. That looks pretty good. Set the glue and the gluing paper aside. And tuck this in the edge. That leading edge that is not glued just makes it so much better to get the paper in place. I was gluing the whole sheet of paper and then it wouldn't slide properly and I couldn't get the paper in where it belongs. Now I've pulled on this one and I shouldn't, by accident, right? And now it's sticking out a little bit and I don't want it to, and I don't know what I'm going to do because now it's going to make a poofy pocket and I don't want a poofy pocket. Okay. I think that'll work. I've got it tucked in now. It's a little bit wonky. It's a little bit wonky, but I have plans for the next stage of this pocket that will fix that wonkiness. So I don't think I care. We'll see. We'll see if I actually care when the time comes. So here's my idea, right? Is that these edges right here that are unfinished and just plain cut fabric, I don't want it like that. But what I think I'm going to do is make a belly band or a roll, a snippet roll, or some kind of thing that would cover this whole area with a paper or a design element of some sort that would match the theme of the book. So this cut edge of fabric is not going to be the way it is right now. That's not a done product. And actually I'm thinking, gosh, if I put a snippet roll across there, that would be super cool. I wonder if I could just wrap it around the whole book and use it as part of the cover too. Oh, that might end up on one of these journals. In any case, there is the next step done. That's how it goes. And I've made pockets now in each of the front covers. So there is that one. Yep. Okay, so there is that one. And then here, oh goodness, what have I done? Oh goodness, what have I done? I believe, I'm sorry, I'm off camera and I'm chattering. I believe I have mixed up two of the supply piles of my journals. Yep, I did. I got it. I got it though. It's all better. All better. So this is the vintagey one, and there is the paper that I chose for the theme of this one. And there are the two fabric pockets. Remember, I'm doing a lot of the things the same. Some of the pieces that I'm using from the kit are different to show that you can get very different feels, a very different feel for the journal out of the same kit. And there is its pile of supplies. And lastly, this is the one that I called Sorta Forest, because that felt foresty. I got bits of glue dangling off me. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Okay, Sorta Forest. And I don't know what's foresty about this. I don't know why that felt sort of foresty to me, but it did. And then I thought, yeah, it feels like when the rays of sun come through the trees and sparkle and all the pretty colors sparkle. So that's how that's what I decided I must have meant. And there it is in the back, and you'll see that I have a flawed idea for holding these pocket corners straight on the fabric. Is I thought if I put just a piece this way in there, it would hold it nice and secure, and I could get the paper in. And okay, so it's a flawed idea because now I have this strange piece of paper sticking out like I do, right? But it's not a flawed idea because it does hold the edges nice and tight and clean. So this is a concept that might need some development. Like, I think I could do pieces that are going to match the theme of the book and come out from the edge like that. Or, yeah, I could. In this case, it's going to be something that I'm going to want to end up covering up, I think, or somehow making sure that it's incorporated into the whole look. And I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem to do that. So, not a great attempt at this design that I'm trying to develop, but not horrible either. This front one, to me, is a big problem, and I'm not sure how I'm going to solve this. I didn't do the braces on this one, and look how floppy this is. This is way too floppy to be any kind of effective pocket in a journal. So I'm going to have to figure a way to get this cleaned up, the edges secured down the way I want them to be, and get a pocket edge on here to hold it in place. So this one will be a little bit fussier, but still a doable thing. I'm not entirely worried about it. I'm a little worried about it because big floppy pockets don't hold anything very nicely. So that is all of the journals ready for yet another next step. And I will be back to show you what that might be in the next video. Thank you. Bye.